compounds into your body.
And nicotine, the same highly addictive substance found in regular cigarettes.
Nicotine can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s,
affecting learning, memory, attention, and impulse control, and priming the brain for other addictions.
Vaping products also come in kid-friendly flavors that can make them appealing to youth.
And many kids also use other drugs, like marijuana, in vaping devices.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media,
many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping, because when you talk, they hear you.
For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Serving in Afghanistan, I was shot in the head by sniper fire. I was given a 5% chance to live. I'm Adam Alexander, and I'm a veteran. Today, I visit classrooms and share my story. I tell kids that with a little help and a lot of work, that you can overcome any challenge.
DAV helps veterans like Adam get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is being there for the next generation.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Otter Tail County Solid Waste is updating their transfer station hours starting October 1st. The Fergus Falls station will be open Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 4, and the first Saturday of each month from 8 to noon. Visit ottertailcounty.gov for more details.
Up to 12 months free hosting and maintenance when you start a new website project at Leighton Engage. Is your website grabbing attention or getting lost in the crowd? At Leighton Engage, we create websites that don't just look good, they work hard.
Leighton Engage. Find your focus.
Camper Steve from Steve's Pest Control.
I was invited to come to a branding seminar that you are actually putting on, and just something inside of me told me I need to go check this out. I always rely on my gut instinct. If I got a strong gut instinct, then I usually act on it because it's usually right. Yeah, when I met you and listened to your seminar and all the stuff you were saying, it made perfect sense. And even though I didn't think I could afford it, I had that gut feeling telling me I got to do it.
Steve grew his company from one old Chevy Camaro and a spray can to 93 beautiful trucks. That's the amazing power of a strong, recognized local brand. What kind of empire do you want to build? Learn how at Brand Camp.
Brand Camp is coming to Fergus Falls at the Bigwood Event Center Wednesday, October 30th. Learn about Brandsformation, a proven marketing system. No obligation or cost to attend.
Brand Camp, where businesses build their brand.
Brand Camp is Wednesday, October 30th from 8:30 to noon at the Bigwood Event Center. Register today at Layton.media.
Serving West Central Minnesota and the Eastern Dakotas since 1926. News Talk 1250 AM KBRF, Fergus Falls.
News Talk 1250 KBRF now presents The Coaches Show with Craig Olson. Brought to you by Nelson Auto Center, Quality Toyota, LB Homes, American Federal Bank, American Legion, the Minnesota Motor Company, and by the Arneson Agency. Here's KBRF Sports Director Craig Olson.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, David Bishop. Welcome to the program, and we have a busy hour and a half. This is a fun time of the year. We're into late September, going to turn the calendar to October, and when you get to October in fall sports, the playoffs start. Tennis is the first team to get going, and then they just kind of follow one after the other until we get to early November, and we're done. So we're going to start with cross country, and what a great event the John Hermes Invitational was on Thursday. Derek Meyer is with us, the head coach of the Otter Boys cross country team. I don't think you could have ordered a better day. First, Derek, let's start there. The weather, you've had all kinds of weather to run in and a lot of heat this year, but Thursday, was that like the perfect day for a meet?
It was really nice. It was windy. It definitely had some heat to it. We had to take some things in account to have some things in mind of if some kids overheated and had cold plunge and things like that. And I suppose if they really needed to, they could go over to Pebble Lake and cool down, which I think a couple kids did. But yeah, it wasn't overly hot. Yeah, the wind kind of kept things down, and yeah, we've definitely had some crisper fall evenings where it's chilly and or setting up. I know I've been out there setting things up, and I've had double jacket gloves, and so it was comfortable.
Yeah, the timing of that meet every year, you just don't know what the weather's going to be. And you've had some brutal days, too, where it's been raining hard and cold, and yeah. But overall, that was a pretty good day. And the course, the golf course was in great shape as far as a golf course. How about as a running course? Was it in good shape for the runners?
Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah, they've taken great care of the golf course out there, and things were well manicured and put us in spots to have a nice place to run. It's kind of the benefit of running on a golf course is that somebody else takes care of it for you for a while, and then you use it for the day and enjoy the scenery with that.
And it's a beautiful setting, no doubt about it. And the thing about the John Hermes, it's your only home meet, first of all, so it's an important one for you guys. But year to year, you never know what the field's going to be like. If it's the section course, all of a sudden all these section teams want to be there. This year, the field wasn't as large as it would be if that were the case. But do you know year to year, what type of a field you're going to have, or when do you know the field?
Somewhat. Yeah, like you said, when it's a section year, we definitely have an influx of teams that want to come and see the course and get familiar with things. We've kind of struggled with some other meets kind of popping up. One that's today is it's called the Border Battle. That it's up in Grand Forks that has pulled a lot of teams. Oh gosh, how many years ago? I'm just trying to think. 4 or 5 years ago, Malacca Mega Meet used to be a thing, and that was hundreds of teams would go there. So this Border Battle is kind of, since that is no longer, they're kind of trying to replicate that, and I think a lot of coaches is nostalgic for. So yeah, we used to have the Fargo teams and DL that would come, but we've had 8 teams. I think double what we had last year for teams, and Perm came back, and St. Cloud Apollo, CLC team, getting into doing some things. So it was nice to have a couple more teams and keep kind of the home meet, our only home meet, alive and continuing, because that is nice to be able to host something and showcase our community and not have to travel.
And you want good competition for your guys, and Perham and Alexandria are the two that come to mind right away as being top rivals for you. Alec, of course, a conference team, and Perham just a premier team in the state. So it's good to have that kind of a push too for your top athletes, and you have some really strong athletes this year who need that competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of iron sharpens iron.
Right.
Is kind of, I always look forward to that. So yeah, it was glad to have them, and yeah, this group of boys, they definitely need some things to push them, and yeah, we had a great day out on the course.
24 points. That's good. I mean, 15's the perfect score, right? So you're not too far from that. You got your guys, well, all 5 of your scorers finished, top 11, right?
We top 4 were top 11, and then Matthew Toole was, or no, Brody Nelson was within that top. Well, no, they were all top 20. I think the scoring guys were top 20. So yeah, within there, and that was just fun to see how they performed. And yeah, Jaden and Henry went 1-2, and they're just having a great season. And yeah, it's like we've kind of talked before, is just everybody's just kind of within that scoring group there, where it's kind of whose day is it and how we feeling and what'd you eat for breakfast. And
yeah, and when you have a bunch of guys that are that tight and that successful, you've got the little competition going on within the team also. But the thing that happens is you're not jealous of the guy that finished ahead of you. You're happy for him, and you're like, okay, I'm going to get you next time. It's a great thing to have.
Yep. Yeah, the inter-squad competition is great, and it's helping each other out on the course too, of where we're at and how we're going to score. So, and it helps you push each other too, if you're not going to have somebody else to run with from another team. You can kind of gauge where you're at and how you're doing, and things like that.
I know we've talked a little bit about this in the past too, but how valuable is it as a head coach and a coaching staff as a whole to have senior leadership like you have, and those guys being able to relate to the younger guys that are on the squad?
Oh, it's so important. You know, all the little things that, you know, we've coached those guys through the years. It just kind of trickle down, and it just kind of breeds itself into the culture of the program of this is how we do things, and this is how we're going to do workouts, and this is how we warm up, and you know, it's, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
no days off kind of a thing, and
Yep, and off seasons are important, get that in the heads of the underclassmen so they know moving forward. And, I get the impression in talking to your guys, your senior leaders last week, Derek, that they're not only concerned about this year and the end of their career, they want this program to flourish moving forward because they feel that, they've been a part of building this program to where it's at right now, and they want to see that continue.
absolutely. And that's always an amazing thing to hear with those kids and how selfless they can be on wanting that for the future of the program and the future of their teammates and how that wants to be. And it's really proud to hear them kind of talk like that, and it's not just all about me and
Right.
and those things, and never has been and hopefully never will be about that, and just good good atmosphere to love that they want that to continue.
Well, they're going to have some great memories of their last John Hermes. As you mentioned, Jaden Miller was first, Henry Grenigo was second. Are they similar runners? Do they have different styles or different strengths?
Definitely different styles. Jaden can get out there and throw down a quick first mile, and Henry's kind of a builder. He'll kind of come up there, but Henry gains his fitness as the season goes.
Okay, gets stronger as we move to the finish line, so to speak, huh?
Yep.
How about Logan Bradenberg and Michael Schmidt? There are only 5 seconds separating them, and that's the thing. These guys are interchangeable, meet to meet, course to course, I guess. How about their styles? Are they different also, different types of runners?
Logan, he's a pretty consistent runner. He just puts his heart out there. Michael's a closer. He'll battle for the first 2 miles, and then that last mile, he puts that hammer down, and then he's definitely going to go battle it out for the last stretch of wherever you can kind of say this is time to go. Michael will put it up there, and then Brody Nelson was our 5th guy in, and he had an excellent race. I talked about it in my notes to you. It was just like it was his best PR. He went sub 18, just a few seconds. But our course isn't like anything to wag your tail at, I guess. Or it's still pretty tough. I've made some changes over the years of how things are, but it's got some hills, it's got some terrain, and there wasn't a lot of PRs, and he was one of the ones that went out there and had a PR. So it's exciting to where he finished and how he finished, and what's going to come up with the next couple of races as we start to flatten out and speed up.
Yeah, Otters win the boys team competition, and Jaden Miller the champion. On the girls' side, if we can talk that for a moment, Derek, the girls were 3rd overall on the team competition behind Alexandria and Perham. There they are again, those 2 teams. But the Otters had 77 points and finished ahead of Breck Wapp in 4th. But Cassie Wellman, she's kind of the talk of the state right now, I think, in girls cross country. She is not only winning meets, but she's getting recognition across the state for what she's doing.
Yeah, she's having a stellar season, and it's her time. She's been consistent. I think it's just great for her to have that feel of being in the front and racing up there, and I know that she's gaining a lot of confidence of where she's at, and I know she kind of had a little bit of her breakout DL when she won that, and just kind of where she kind of self-talked of where she thought she was going to finish, and where she ended up being was way past that, and I think she's now, I can do this. This is where I'm going to be, and has continually put herself into that top spot or top echelon for this. So when we go to Alexandria next week, and they invite, with it being on a Saturday, there's a little more of bigger teams going to be there, some cities teams, so a little higher tier of competition for her to see, and we'll definitely look forward to see where she lands with that.
Good measuring stick right there.
Absolutely.
So I know Nikki mentioned, like you said, after her DL race, that she had to kind of rethink where she's at with her season and
reassess her goals.
Exactly.
And I think it's week by week.
So, we all know Bo Jackson played football and baseball, and Deion Sanders did that, and Carson Lill's doing cross country and tennis. She's a double sport athlete in the same season. You don't see that a lot in high school sports, but it seems to work out for her. And man, what a race for Carson. She was 9th, and that was after playing tennis in Alexandria. She came back here for the John Hermes. That's pretty amazing.
Very amazing. We were fortunate to where we were for scheduling and where they were for their competition, being somewhat close in Alexandria, and playing 2 tennis matches, hitting the road, coming over here, and talk about time management, juggling things, and here she was, another one of those, just like Brody on the boys' side. She had a lifetime PR in PRing on our course, and after all that, so she's coming into some great form. I can't imagine juggling 2 things, and of course, when you do 2 sports, you're not always going to be at every single practice for both, and so like you had mentioned earlier, tennis has got their playoff game on Tuesday, and they're already in that, and we've got maybe another month left here of where we're going, so she'll eventually join us for a little more of that practice time. But amazing all she's doing, and where she's finishing on the team.
And Savannah Lee was the 3rd otter finisher. She finished top 20, 17th place, and I know Nikki's talked about her and the progress she's made this year.
Yeah, she's had another great race. She looked strong last week. She was looking strong again today, and I know that she definitely, with her experience on the team, has been helping Carson along too, of pacing and things like that. So I think she's just hitting her stride, and definitely going to come into some form of some faster times. I believe she's going to hit her lifetime PR, which she hasn't done since she was a freshman, but she's definitely got it in her. So
And then you see Lydia Ugrud and Olivia Swanson starting to make some impact there as well. Just getting better with experience, right?
Yeah, a little different for both. Both first-year varsity runners. Lydia being with the program, but she's a freshman. Continually gaining that experience in racing and fitness. But she's doing a great job. And Olivia joining our team for the first time as a senior. She's been a distance runner, but she's same thing. You're learning a new craft, and where you want to be and how you run that first mile. And it's just fun to see the whole team grow, and that girls team is doing a great job, and they're gonna do some good things come down to the section time too.
Well, it's getting close. You mentioned about another month to go, but I'm sure you start thinking, okay, we're getting close to playoffs. You got to fine tune and work individually with the athletes on their strengths and come together as a team. And boy, you're doing that. Just a great day Thursday. Congratulations on the team title, Derek. Always fun to win your home meet, isn't it?
It is. I can't recall. Maybe a couple years ago we did with the boys, but it had been a while, and it's good to, especially for those seniors, kind of puts that tip in the cap there for those guys. And I know Jaden Miller had said, what a nice way to kind of end your senior year at your home meet, and same thing for the other boys. If you didn't win the race, you won the team title. So
it's
great thing for this group of guys.
And what a confidence builder, too, to anytime you can get a win at a meet, especially when you have teams like Perham and Alexandria there, you're going to see those teams again. So,
yeah.
Derek, thanks so much for coming in and talking about your guys and your gals. So,
yeah,
appreciate
Thank you, Craig.
it.
Yep.
Derek Meyer, head coach of the Otter boys cross country team. We're going to continue with our coaches show. We'll talk Otter football on the other side of the break. 5-0 start for Chris Grabowska's guys. They beat Perham last night. More on that after this break as we continue our coaches show on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
Portions of today's program may be pre-recorded.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with your forecast from the KBRF Weather Center. Ample sunshine expected today with daytime highs approaching 84. West winds around 5 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight 56. Daytime highs approaching 82. Tomorrow, bright sunshine expected. Mainly clear and dry Monday and Tuesday, upper 70s. Monday, upper 50s by Tuesday. Currently 50.
Student athletes have their eyes on the ball, making game plans, scoring points, breaking records. At American Federal in Fergus Falls, we know you have goals too. Whether it's buying farmland, business expansion, home ownership, or planning for retirement. Our trusted advisors, Dustin Morris, will help you find the best solutions and make the right calls. Make a winning appointment with an American Federal banker in Fergus Falls today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's finally tailgating season. There's nothing better than pulling into a lot on a crisp fall day with your clean truck, grill, and cooler full of snacks.
Do you know what would make it even better? Pulling up in the truck I've been dreaming about from Minnesota Motor Company.
Hey, right now they have their tailgating sales event where all pre-owned trucks are on sale and come with tailgating gear like grills and coolers.
A sale price truck and a free grill?
Yep, just contact their awesome sales team for details. So, are you going to pick me up on the way to the game?
Of course.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Up to 12 months free hosting and maintenance on your new website. People are searching for your products and services online right now. Are you showing up? At Leighton Engage, we make websites that tell your story and drive results.
Leighton Engage. Find your focus.
Quality Toyota is proud to salute the achievements of each quality player. It takes teamwork to compete, and the Quality Player Award recognizes the extra effort by an individual in each athletic contest. Quality Toyota commends the hard work, dedication, and quality efforts of these outstanding youth. That attitude will help each quality player as they go forward. Congratulations to each of the quality players from Quality Toyota on West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls. QualityToyota.net. Let's go places.
Welcome back. It's Saturday morning. That means we're talking sports, Otter sports, and Otter football right now. Chris Grabowska, the head coach of the Otters, is with us. 5-0 Otters. I should say that. It's to preface the Otters with 5-0 Otters. That's got to feel good, Coach.
It does feel good. I was really proud of our kids last night, and there's some ups and downs in that game, but we were mentally tough and just kind of stuck with it and got through the game.
Well, one of the ups was the final score, 41-14. The Otters win. One of the downs happened on the first play of the game when Gavin Griffin went 91 yards for a touchdown on the kick return. That is not the way you want to start, right?
No, we talk about starting and setting the tone, and it was kind of disheartening that, we went out there and we gave up the kickoff. And, it just comes down to really execution and our effort on that play. And we just got to be able to execute better and be ready right from the get-go.
Well, and credit for your offense. You give up that touchdown on special teams, you fall behind, and then the offense goes out and goes 75 yards in 10 plays and punches it in, and you're tied. So that was a great answer to that kick return.
Yep. I feel like that's one thing we do well right now is we're able to respond when a team makes a big play or we get down. And so I was really proud of how we responded after that. And just kind of feel like, we give up that touchdown, and with the turnovers last night, we're just kind of our worst own enemy right now. And we just got to be able to clean that up and go to work and figure it out and clean up our game next week.
We hear it in football all the time, how important it is to have the control of the line of scrimmage. And battles are won in the trenches. How many times have we heard that through the years? And it's really true with this Otter team. Your offensive line and your defensive line just are setting the tone from the get-go.
Yeah, we talked about this all season, I feel like, and our O-line and D-line play has been stellar, and just couldn't be more proud of those guys. And they've really bought in from December until now, and their hard work is really paying off. And our success that we're having is because of them, setting the tone and winning the trench up front and allowing our playmakers to make plays.
Yeah, I've talked about this before, too. It's a team within the team. I mean, you're all a team, but boy, that offensive line group or that defensive line group, they're kind of tight, aren't they?
Yep, they are. They get rewarded for success, and they assured me last night that, that I owe them another meal, so.
They can eat.
They can, yep. And it's well worth it, right? Because, it all starts with them, and they set the tone, and they got it done last night.
Henry Bethel scored that first touchdown, his first of 4 on the night. Henry has a nose for the end zone, but again, it starts up front. They open the holes for him, but he reads the block so well.
Yep, he does, and like I said, everybody knows by now he's a playmaker when the ball's in his hands, and just something we got to work a little bit more on too is making sure that there's 10 good guys around you as well too. So you take them when you got your opportunities, get the ball to your playmakers when that opportunity's there, and we just got to make sure we're spreading the ball out a little bit too. But yeah, Henry, he lost a few fumbles last night too, so really proud of him for sticking in there and not getting too down on himself and still able to finish the game the way he did.
Scored on a 9-yard run in the second quarter to give you the lead, and then Perham blocked the extra point, and you've been so good on extra point kicks. Jaden Hikus has been so consistent for you, and there's 3 elements there, 4 elements: the snap, the hold, the kick, and the protection. What broke down on that play, or was it just a great play by Perham?
It was protection for sure. We talked about that in game, and we kind of got after them a little bit for that, and I feel like that was another play that we would like back, that we kind of took a little break on that play. So definitely, you're right. I mean, the first 3 were good, and we got to make sure that protection is there as well.
Well, thankfully, the missed or the blocked extra point didn't come back to haunt you. Henry scored on a 6-yard run. You took a 21-7 lead into halftime after converting the 2-point pass to Jack Ratz. The 2-point conversion, what's your philosophy on using that? You got a kicker like Jaden, you're going to probably kick 90% of the time, but in what situations do you want to try to go for 2?
Well, we want to make it, in that situation, it would have been a 13-point lead at the time, and we wanted to make it 14, and so that was kind of our philosophy behind that 2-point play. And that's something we'd been working on, the swinging gate, all year, and we were like, well, it's a great time to maybe pull it out and show it and give the other teams something else to prepare for as well.
Yep, you did that. Now I'm sure Little Falls is watching that tape going, oh, we got to be ready for that. Yep. Always put that in their mind, right?
Exactly, yeah. Just give them one more thing to work on and prepare for.
So you're up 21-7 going into the second half, and you want to have a fast start to the second half. Don't want to allow the opponent to come back in and get a little confidence, But midway through or late in the third quarter, Perham connected on a touchdown pass that brought them to within 1 score, 19-yard touchdown pass, I believe it was. So what developed in that situation that allowed them to get that done?
Well, I think it all started, we came out on offense in the second half, and we had a big play, then a penalty, then another big play, then a penalty. And then, we just kind of shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit, and we were able to overcome those mistakes, and then we gave them the ball basically inside the 50. I feel like we were kind of overcame those mistakes, and then we were driving and we just gave them the ball. So that was just a mental error on our part, and then our defense kind of held strong, and we gave up a couple penalties on that drive on defense too, and then 4th down play, right?
Yep, right.
4th down and 18 to get to the end zone, and we just got to buckle down and make sure they don't get into the end zone, right? And then it's our ball again. So just a couple breakdowns in our tackling and assignments on that play and allowed them to get in. But credit to their quarterback. We contained him. He stepped up, made a play in the pocket, got the ball to his receiver, and we just didn't bring him down.
Well, and Perham had to feel good about where they were at that point, being down 21-14, because they were doing nothing against your defense, running the ball. Well, they had a negative total of yardage on the ground, so they didn't have a lot of things that were working for them offensively, mainly due to what you were doing defensively.
Yeah, we kind of knew if we shut down the run game and make them one-dimensional that we had a great chance of winning this game. And that's, again, you talk about the O-line and I would say really our front seven really shut down the run game. And we just got to, know that when they can't run the ball, what our team's going to do. They're going to try this funny stuff and pass the ball, and we just got to be ready for that.
And it didn't work too well against the Otters. But again, you responded to that touchdown when they cut it to a one-touchdown game. Henry broke a 48-yard run. Seems like he's doing that like once a game, something like that.
Yeah, just the play call, try to get him in space, and that's what we did on that play. And it was a fourth down play. We kind of debated would you go for it or not, and we gotta try to get this. If we can't get 2 yards, then they deserve to get the ball back. So we called an outside run for him, and he saw a lane, and I was really impressed with the burst of speed he had to get through there, and he was in the end zone before we knew it.
And you missed the extra point there. What happened on that point after, you remember?
Yeah, that one hit the upright.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, got to clean that up too, huh?
Yeah, you've done pretty well there this year, but that's fun. You get them hit one every now and then. Even the pros do that, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's such a hard thing to do. Be consistent week after week in that kick game, and Jaden's been doing a great job for us, and really thankful that we have him on our team and have that opportunity to kick extra points and know that you're going to make it every time. And I mean, that was his first miss since week 1. So credit to him.
Oh, it's huge to have that confidence on the sidelines, just to know. Jaden, go ahead. It's your turn, I mean, how about field goals? What's the comfortable distance right now? If you were needing a field goal, where would you feel comfortable in putting Jaden in there?
Yeah, I would say we actually almost tried doing this, and looking back on the game, we had a fourth down, I think maybe on the 15-yard line early in the game, and we decided to go for it, almost converted. And looking back, I'm like, yeah, I should have put Jaden in to kick the field goal there, and it would have been a good opportunity for him to, try that in a game situation. But right now, I would say, between 30 and low 40s, I'd be comfortable with him trying that field goal.
You had a couple of touchdown runs in the fourth quarter. Caleb Froning and Levi King breaking loose for you there. And, with Henry and those two guys, you've got some really nice running options right now.
Right. And, I mean, our skilled guys, they're great receivers and great runners. So Levi and Isaiah, Caleb, he's a running back, but he can also be a receiver. And those other two are primarily receivers, but they can also run the ball too. So it's just great it's fun as an offense coordinator to kind of, hey, we're running the ball really, really well tonight. So let's line you up in a position where we can hand the ball off to you. And that was kind of fun to see.
492 yards of offense last night, Chris. I mean, that's a nice number.
Yes, it is. For sure.
Take credit for that, for the whole offense on that performance. Alex Ellison, I want to talk about him. He had a sack for you last night.
Alex Ellison, yeah, he's a great player too, and he's another one of those kids that's been a 3-year starter, and when he has his opportunities, he takes advantage of them for sure, and just couldn't be more proud of him and all of our kids for really just stepping up last night, even when things were going bad.
Well, and every coach, no matter what the final is, if they win, if they lose, there's always something to work on the next week, right? Because there were things that you want to clean up, like you've already talked about, but 10 penalties was one of them, I'm sure.
Yeah, like I said, the second half, we kind of came out and shot ourselves in the foot with the penalties, and when we get against some of these teams coming up down the road, that might come back to haunt us. So, yeah, we definitely got to clean up the penalties and the turnovers. That's something we're going to work hard on this week.
Travel to Little Falls next week. What do you know about the Flyers? They took one on the chin to DGF, a team you played earlier this year.
Yes, you know, Little Falls, I've watched them. I've seen them on film a little bit. Just first glance, offensively, they can be explosive. So we have to be able to, again, high school football, you stop the run, right? That you have a good chance of winning the game, and we got to be able to stop their run. They like to do some tight bunch formations and run the ball, so we got to be ready and be able to stop that. And their quarterback, he's a lefty. He can sling it a little bit, so you got to be ready with our assignments in the secondary as well.
That's a little different look.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Chris, thank you so much for coming in and talking about your 5-0 Otters.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, keep it rolling.
Will do.
Chris Grabowska, head coach of the Otter football team. We're shifting gears. We're going into the pool, not actually going into the pool, but we're going to talk swimming and diving with Rachel Cox as we continue on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls has a fantastic starting lineup with America's 3 favorite truck brands, Ford, Ram, and GMC. Nelson Auto can help you enjoy your time out on the road. Check out our starting lineup at Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls.
Hi, my name is Lori from LB Homes in Fergus Falls, Minnesota. We are growing our talented and dedicated team of LPNs, CNAs, and RNs, and we want to hear from you. Join our team and make a difference in the lives of our residents every day. To explore or apply, visit lbhomes.org/careers or call Heather at 218-998-1400. LB Homes, caring for you wherever you call home.
Quality Toyota is proud to salute the achievements of each quality player. It takes teamwork to compete, and the Quality Player Award recognizes the extra effort by an individual in each athletic contest. Quality Toyota commends the hard work, dedication, and quality efforts of these outstanding youth. That attitude will help each quality player as they go forward. Congratulations to each of the quality players from Quality Toyota on West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls. QualityToyota.net. Let's go places.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
The tailgating sales event is going on now at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. All their pre-owned trucks are at the lowest prices of the year and come with tailgating gear like coolers, grills, and more. So if you're looking for a new truck to bring to your tailgates this year, contact the sales team at Minnesota Motor Company for more information. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Minnesota Motor.
Welcome back. We're talking with Fergus Falls coaches this morning on our Saturday Coaches Show, 8 to 9:30 every Saturday fall and winter sports season on News Talk 1250 KBRF and available streaming online through the Fergus Now app as well. Rachel Cox is here. She's the head coach of the Otter girls swimming and diving team. What a week for the Otters. They won their Otter Invite last Saturday and then defeated St. Cloud Czech in a Central Lakes Conference meet during the week. Was that Thursday?
Yep,
Yeah.
Thursday night.
All right. Okay. So back to the Otter Invite. I just added up. You had 12 first-place finishes. And we've talked about how important, it's to get those second, third, fourth place for team scoring. But to get 12 first is a pretty impressive day in the water, Rachel.
Yeah, we had an amazing meet. We always want to show up strong for that Otter Invite. It's, it's a home meet. And I think, like I told you last week, it's a lot of close teams, geographically near us. Some teams from our section that we don't get to see very often during the year. So it's nice to get them all together, get them in our pool, and it's always nice to come away with a win.
And the Otters scored 656 points and easily outdistanced second place Perham New York Mills, who had 368. Your relays were on task. All three of them took first place, and then your B relays were good too.
Yeah, absolutely. We've talked a few times about that B relay in the 400 free relay at the end of a meet. They have been so fun to watch. But our medley, that hasn't been quite as strong this year as it has in the past, they came out with a first place finish too, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that sets the tone. You know,
Yes.
that 200 medley relay can really make things start to happen. But again, the usual suspects there. Estee Versteeg is just, amazing how consistent she is at either winning her events or being like right there.
Yes, absolutely. She's always a powerhouse. She also just trains at a different level. She's always pushing herself. When I'll say, okay, we're swimming this set hard, she's like, well, how hard is hard? Like, what do you mean? She wants me to put a time on it, and she's consistent. If I say, let's put these on, 2:15, she's coming into 13 every time, and just those negative splits. She trains hard, and so she earns every first place finish that she gets.
Would you, if you step back and look at the event by event, where do you see your strength right now? What are the top, like 2 or 3 events where you have multiple people that make it kind of easy for you if you want to shift people around that, I can stay with this lineup here because we're strong in that event?
Our relays, like we've talked about, our 200 freestyle relay looks amazing this year. Our 400 freestyle relay, which in the past hasn't been our strength, like we're really coming on strong there. The girls have gained a lot of confidence there too. But otherwise, we've had some really strong showings in the 200 and 500 freestyle. The IM, we're still kind of moving some things around there, but we've got a few girls that are really strong in the 200 IM. Same with the breaststroke. We've got quite a few strong breaststrokers. So I think for the rest of the season, there's going to be some more kind of moving around, seeing who's strong where and how we can get the best lineup going into our true team and section meets.
You, in the Otter Invite, you had a couple of 50 events, the 50 backstroke and the 50 breaststroke. What does having those events in that meet allow you to do as far as evaluating kids and just giving kids a chance to compete?
Yeah, a couple things. The 50s are nice for those newer and developing swimmers to get in there and try out a meet, get some competition under their belt. But then it's also great for those explosive sprinters. So I believe in that 50 breast, I had Ella Kwapinski. She's just a super strong swimmer. So then you can also get a look at those 50 splits, and that is very helpful when it comes to putting those relays together, especially the medley.
Yeah. Alexis Wellman had a good meet for you. She won the 200 IM and then was runner-up in the 100 free, and of course is a relay person also.
Yep.
But she's having a great year for you.
Yeah, she really is. And Alexis is, again, one of those swimmers that is always dependable. I'm putting together a lineup, and I'll say, Alexis, I need you to pull this time here. And she's, okay. And then she does. So she knows what's asked of her, and she always shows up.
How about Olivia Jensen? We've talked about the 500 free, and that's not an easy event, but she was second for you in that event and just seems to be productive no matter where you put her.
Yep. And if you look at her 500 and her 200 times, every meet, she's dropping time in that 500. She's gone down every single time. So she had a great showing at the Invite, breaking that 6-minute mark, and then even dropped more time on Thursday against Tech.
Where is Hannah Fear at right now with her progress?
Well, Hannah is really a jack of all trades. She's a really strong backstroker, so she does a great job in that 100 back. But she is a strong butterfly swimmer as well. She's also a good IMer. And then in the relays, she's great there too. So Hannah is one of those people that she's very much a utility swimmer. I can put her anywhere, and I know she's going to do well.
Nice to have that
Yes, it
flexibility
is.
you're talking about here, all up and down the lineup.
Yes,
so,
it is.
And you've got a number of kids. You're deep. I mean, Ace Oppie and Miles Minoza and Maya Fear, all these girls are finishing high in their events.
Yeah, absolutely. Miles is a fun one to watch. She's newer to our team. She joined last year, moving to Fergus Falls. And her breaststroke is amazing, but she's really come on as a strong butterfly swimmer. She's been toying around with the IM as well and having some great times there too. So she's a fun one to watch.
And as far as the diving goes, you had 3, 4, 5 at the Invite with Michaela and Elsa and Xiomara.
Yeah.
Are you seeing consistent progress? Are they adding dives or fine-tuning dives? Where are they at this time of the year?
I'd love to tell you that I'm really good at knowing what they're doing on the diving board.
That's why you have a diving coach, right?
That's why Coach Jarvie is around. Michaela actually got a career best with that score at the Invite. So Yeah, she wanted me to look. She's like, I think that's my best ever. So we were pulling out all the scores, and yes, she had a career best. That was amazing. She did actually finish a new dive on Thursday. I do know that
All
much.
right.
She's been working on some new dives. So has Ciamara. Yeah, our divers have really been strong this season.
Well, some years you just don't get any points from your divers, or very few, but to have 3 divers who can score points for you is huge when it comes down to dual meets or invitations.
Yep, absolutely. And there are meets this season that we would not have won had it not been for those diving points.
Right.
Yep.
The St. Cloud Tech duel on Thursday, you won 102 to 82, and you had it in control going down the stretch there. You've had some meets this year where that hasn't been the case, where it's gone down to the wire. But how does that change what you're doing during the course of the event when you're comfortably ahead in the late events? Do you do anything different, or are you allowed to do anything different?
Yeah, when I really thought this was going to be closer. I thought it was going to be another one of those nail biters. But after we got past the 50 free, I was like, okay, this seems like it might be going our way a little bit more. And then we had a really strong second half. In swimming, when, there's only 186 points possible in the course of a meet. So when you get to a point where it's not possible for the other team to come back and win, it's just a sportsmanlike gesture to then exhibition. So you just give up your points at the end of the meet. So we didn't take the points for our 400 freestyle relay, but we still earned first and second places there.
Yeah. And again, a number of first place finishes, second place finishes, just a great day in the pool against Tech. What happened in the 200 medley relay? I know the A relay was disqualified. What was the deal?
It was just that medley relay can really be tough because you have the different strokes coming into the wall. So Carly was coming in on her breaststroke, and it was kind of a weird distance. So at that point, she has to make a judgment call. Do I take a short stroke or do I glide it in? She chose to glide it in, and Ace was anticipating another stroke. And so just the timing was off, and that happens. It was our first deke of the season. So no big deal. We just rolled with it and kept on going. Yeah.
Yeah. And to overcome that in the first event, you have to be able to do that.
Right.
I mean, adversity, right? In sports, that happens every now and then. As you look forward to Tuesday, you have Perham, New York Mills coming in. Is that your final home meet?
We have one more
after
on
that.
October 22nd. Yes.
Okay, so 2 more chances to see the Otters at home. But Tuesday will be actually live streaming also through the Fergus Now app, and have coverage here on the radio too, on channel 977 FM and AM 1020 from the pool. But when you go into that duel and one of your final 2 home meets, you're also honoring, is it your senior night or
Parents' night? Yep.
Yes, Parents' Night on Tuesday. So you recognize all the parents who have been such a big part of getting their swimmers to this point, because it's quite a commitment. As a parent, also, when you have kids in the youth program, it's a commitment for the whole family.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And I think swim parents are the best. I might be biased, but
Maybe.
we've had teams, like I'm thinking last year, Wilmer coaches were stopping me and saying, you have the kindest parents. They were so polite. They were so helpful and so thoughtful. So our team often wins the sportsmanship award in the conference, but I think our parents earn that too.
Awesome. Very good. Rachel, thanks so much for coming in, talking otter swimming and diving. That's the fastest 15 minutes in radio, right? Is this interview time. But we'll look forward to Tuesday and a fun meet at the pool.
Yeah.
Starts at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, yes.
All right. Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you.
Rachel Cox, head coach of the Otter Swim and Dive team, joining us on our Coaches Show. We'll have more coming up after this break on Newstalk 1250 KBRF.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Student athletes have their eyes on the ball, making game plans, scoring points, breaking records. At American Federal in Fergus Falls, we know you have goals too. Whether it's buying farmland, business expansion, home ownership, or planning for retirement. Our trusted advisor, Dustin Morris, will help you find the best solutions and make the right calls. Make a winning appointment with an American Federal banker in Fergus Falls today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan. Oh, come on, Raf! That's simple human sense.
Visit the Arneson Agency at their new location, 120 East Lincoln, Fergus Falls.
It's finally tailgating season. There's nothing better than pulling into a lot on a crisp fall day with your clean truck, grill, and cooler full of snacks.
Do you know what would make it even better? Pulling up in the truck I've been dreaming about from Minnesota Motor Company.
Hey, right now they have their tailgating sales event where all pre-owned trucks are on sale and come with tailgating gear like grills and coolers.
A sale price truck and a free grill?
Yep, just contact their awesome sales team for details. So, are you going to pick me up on the way to the game?
Of course.
Up to 12 months free hosting and maintenance when you start a new website project at Leighton & Gage. Is your website grabbing attention or getting lost in the crowd? At Leighton & Gage, we create websites that don't just look good, they work hard.
Leighton & Gage. Find your focus.
Welcome back. It's Saturday morning. We're talking Otter sports. We're shifting to volleyball now. Sabrina Noon is here to talk about her Otters, and they had a busy week, two-match week, including a Thursday loss to Wilmer, but the week started with a 3-1 victory over Brainerd on Tuesday night. And one thing that you want to do in volleyball every match is to get into your rhythm, to kind of control the tempo. And you did that on Tuesday night.
We did. It starts with every player kind of being in tune with each other because you have to have your passes, your setters have to be on, and you have to be able to put the ball away where then defense also ties in. So those all seemed to flow pretty well that night, and it showed. And we controlled the game very well from our side, so that was fun to see.
I think of volleyball and kind of the basics, bump, set, spike, right? That's kind of, sounds easy.
Oh, yes.
Right? 1, 2, 3.
It sounds really, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
we could all just do that all the time.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it sounds. But
yeah.
Let's start with the bumping. The defense. Who's doing the job? Who did the job that night against Brainerd to kind of get your offense going that first pass?
Well, it was actually really interesting. When I was looking at the stats later on that night, Hannah Johnson. They served at Hannah Johnson, our libero, probably 90% of the time. There were some passes that trickled to other people, but they must have had a game plan to tire her out, but it didn't really work. So she did a great job keeping our offense in rhythm and getting some nice passes. We do our serve receive ratings, and she was high up there, which made sense because it created a lot of offensive options for our girls in the front row.
Brainerd didn't do very good scouting because if they'd have realized that Hannah had 7 brothers and sisters, you don't wear someone like that out, okay?
You don't, no.
No. Well, that's awesome to see, response from a player who is getting all that coming at them to handle it and to put it in a position where your setters can do something with it. And obviously your setters did something with it. So how did that part of the game develop?
It was kind of fun. Aubrey and Kendall, they had it. It's fun for our setters when our passes are there because they aren't stuck trying to get a hittable ball for our hitters. It's I can set my right side, middle, or outside, and it kind of gives them a little bit more confidence. And then, we were able to spread it across the net pretty well, and we had some strong performances out of our hitters. They really controlled. One of the things that we really worked on this year is, it's always fun to get a nice big kill. And that sometimes was a detriment to us because we would go in swinging so hard on balls that we're not able to swing that hard on. So our girls have really worked hard this season of realizing, I'm early on this hit. I can't swing the hardest that I normally do. So I need to place it. And now with the placing of it, it's controlling where we want it to go, making it at least more of a placing it in an area that they have to scramble to set us up for a better offensive technique for the next time. So there's always a little bit of strategy in every ball.
How satisfying is that as a coaching staff when you see that light go on and know that, hey, they're thinking out there. They're not just wailing away at every ball.
It's really fun, especially when, the other coach takes the time out and you you bring them into the huddle and you're like, I am seeing you guys click up here and do those things that we've talked about and realizing how important they are. It just makes it just is really fun as a coach to see that, and also see the excitement in the girls when they're like, oh, yeah, that's it. I got it.
You can kind of tell, and you hear about this in athletics, how the game, as you progress and mature in the sport, how the game slows down. You know, how you see things a lot more clearly the more you play the game, you know, and I think you see that with the experience.
Yeah, it's actually one of the things that we really strive in practice is anticipation, and the play doesn't stop when it's not on our side of the court. Always watching where they're going, their body movement. It it can be mentally exhausting.
Right.
And I was just talking to one of our players, Bryn Sternberg, the other day, and she goes, I am going to be so mentally tired after this game. And I said, you are. And I said, but, you know, the more you focus on it, the more natural it becomes. And that's something that we're really working on with our players, is that it's not so hard for them to think of every little thing, that it just is more natural. And you're like, oh, she's doing this. And it's just more of an instinct rather than a thought process. So it's constant.
And in the long run, it'll make the game easier.
Oh, 100% easier. I said, work easier, not harder. I mean, if you see them overrun a ball, there's no way they can hit it hard. So go ahead and cheat in that moment. I'm okay with cheating. Like, and if sometimes if you cheat and you guess wrong, I'll take it. It shows that your thought process is working. And you'll get it the next time. So, I mean, we try and really put that into our players. So
it's got to be one of the best parts about coaching, when you just see all that stuff start to click and the progress being made from one night to the next.
Yeah.
The net attack, you mentioned distributing the ball, the passes where their setters had some options to work with there. Just want to highlight that Bryn had 14 kills, Bella Anderson had 12, Rachel DeBrito had 8, Brooke Zierden had 7. So, yeah, you got a lot of people involved in the hitting game there with success.
Yeah.
So the other thing at the net is the blocking game, and I'm wondering, what's the progress there? What's happening on that side of the net?
We're as far as our blocking,
Yes, your
we are
blocking.
still really focusing on our blocking. You know, we try and incorporate it in every practice. Sometimes, I mean, there's a lot of little things to blocking. You know, making sure, especially for the middles, blocking's really hard for the middles because they have a lot of area to cover. And, you know, normally their responsibility is kind of tracking the middle, but also being responsible for the pins as well. So one of the things that we work on is closing our blocks. Also not floating on the block. So the floating on the block is when we are blocking a certain angle. And instead of going straight up, we jump to where we think the ball is going to go, and it messes our defense up. So blocking is really strongly correlated with our defense. And so even if we can't get a touch on the ball with going straight up, it helps our defense make a better play on the ball. So that's one thing that we're always, it's like a string. Like, if this is working, this should be working. If this isn't working, that's why our defense is struggling, because our block is just a little off, or our timing is a little off. And so it just all works hand in hand. So, but we're working really hard on it, and they are getting improvements, and they're starting to see what a press looks like on the block.
25-16, 25-17. So you're up 2 sets to none. It's hard. The third set is hard, isn't it? I mean, the other team knows it's do or die. We got to play our best set if we're going to keep playing tonight. And we've seen it. You've experienced it both sides, probably, where a team comes back after being down 2-0 and wins 3 straight, and all of a sudden you're going, what happened?
Yeah.
They got you in that third set, 25-17. But your girls came out in the fourth set and responded really well and won that fourth set 25-16. So what was the message there between the third and fourth set?
We just lost a little bit of our mental focus. You know, sometimes I feel like we're scared to see that success and knowing that they can do it. So, I mean, they had every capability of doing it. Our game three just got away from us. But game 4, we made a couple tweaks, and not that it necessarily made a difference, but they went out there and they made sure that they were doing their jobs, and they fought hard, and it was a very consistent hard game that they had fought at the end. So it was fun. Yeah, they did great.
Really good win for the Otters to start the week, and especially when you knew it was coming up Thursday because you were going to Wilmer to take on, well, one of the best teams in the state, right?
Yeah, yeah, they're ranked first in their section, and I mean, they have a lot of abilities. They have a lot of tools. They have hitters all over the place, and their setter controls the court so nice. So they're a very strong team, and we didn't play to our ability, which was unfortunate because I knew we could have given more of a game, possibly even taken a game. But we learned some stuff, and as that night progressed, we got a little bit better, as you can see in the scores. And yeah, so that was unfortunate. They knew it was kind of a shock of like, okay, this seems really good. Like, what are we going to do here? And just kind of pulling them out of that, like, you guys are capable. Let's go, like, do what you do in practice. Keep talking, be aggressive. Like, no more balls dropping. I mean, that was the thing. We had balls dropping with no communication, and you could just tell that's not them. They were a little bit shell-shocked.
Well, and sometimes it's hard to get out of that funk. I mean, you just, for whatever reason, some nights are like that. We all have days like that, right?
Oh, for sure, yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
25-12, 25-15, 25-21. So like you said, you were getting a little more consistent and
Yeah.
better as the match went on. But
Yeah.
once a team like Wilmer that's ranked so high and has the skill they have, once they get that 2-0 lead, it's going to be really hard to beat them after that.
Yeah, it is. And but I mean, I was really proud of the girls coming back in that third match, and they did. They kept fighting. Actually, I do have to share one of my favorite plays of the game because it was quite hilarious. We were scrambling, and there was an overpass from our side, and Rachel DeBrito was actually kind of out to block or to hit, but the pass ended up going over the net, and it was a tight one, and so they were going to attack. So Rachel just flew at the net, put her arms up, and stuffed the girl, and she came off the court. She's like, "How did I do that?" It was. I'm like, "You never gave up."
That's right. There you go.
That was awesome to see. It was fun, and it gave our team a spark in that moment. So that was super fun.
That's good. I like that. Thanks for sharing that story.
Yes, yes.
So Alexandria this week, not once, but twice, you get the Cardinals in a duel Tuesday and then their invite on Saturday.
Yeah, yeah. Technically, our week is always on that. When we go to Alexandria, we play Alex that week, that same week. And we are, it's Pink Night, our cancer night that we celebrate with them. We always do the Pink Night with Alex, and so we rotate nights. So it's their night this year that it's going to be there. And, we have to just make sure we're shutting down a couple of their hitters. There's a couple of big ones that they have. And, I mean, we have the capability 100% to play with them and take some wins from them. So we just got to be on our game.
Okay. And Saturday, a lot of good teams, I'm sure, at that invite.
Yeah,
Huh?
I enjoy their. It's a variety of teams, and there's some AA teams in there that are extremely strong, and 3A, and so that's always fun to see the difference. It's not normally teams we play in our regular season, so normally they do a really good job of not pairing us with Alex while we're there, just because we play them twice in our regular season. So yeah, we do get to see a lot of different teams that we don't normally get to, and so that part's fun. Yeah.
All right. Very good. Thanks, Sabrina.
Thank you.
Sabrina Noon, head coach of the Otter volleyball team. We have boys soccer and tennis yet to come in the next half hour as we continue our coaches show on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
Portions of today's program may be pre-recorded.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with your forecast from the KBRF Weather Center. Ample sunshine expected today with daytime highs approaching 84. West winds around 5 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight 56. Daytime highs approaching 82. Tomorrow, bright sunshine expected. Mainly clear and dry Monday and Tuesday, upper 70s. Monday, upper 50s by Tuesday. Currently, it's 55 degrees.
Napa know-how! This is Adam Gable, your local Napa Auto Parts store owner. If you are thinking of putting your summer equipment away, make sure to pick up a battery maintainer. Napa has them on sale for as low as $29.99. Now is a great time to replace your small engine battery. Napa has lithium small engine batteries, and you get a $25 Visa gift card with purchase. Find these and other great deals at one of our Central Minnesota Napa Auto Part locations or visit us online at mynapacentral.com.
Napa know-how.
My senior year in high school, I had a big dream to jumpstart my own business. With a beat-up truck, a piece of cardboard hanging from the doors, and a couple of my buddies in the back throwing candy, I got my name out there in the homecoming parade. Determination, hustle, and grit has paid off for me in the last few years, making Sternberg Homes a reality. I strive now to make homeowners' dreams a reality and creating spaces they love. For all your flooring, tiling, kitchen, and bath remodeling needs, connect with Sternberg Homes.
Get the Sternberg smile with your next home project. Sternberg Homes of Fergus Falls, renovating the lakes area one home at a time. Check them out at sternberghomes.com.
Team Ostis offers an outstanding 80-acre farmland auction, online only, this Tuesday. Sign up now to bid on this exceptional farmland located in the Earhart, Pelican Rapids, Rothsay area. 80 acres of highly productive 85 CPI tillable farmland, which has been in the same family for 150 years. For more information and how to register and bid, go to teamostis.com.
Leading the way, get it sold today. Team Ostis Auctions and Real Estate.
Welcome back. It's our Coaches Show, Saturday mornings, 8 to 9:30 on Newstalk 1250 KBRF and streaming video on the Fergus Now app. Joel Heikus is here to talk Otter boys soccer. The Otters were busy this week. They had 3 matches starting Monday with St. Cloud Cathedral, who beat the Otters 7-0. They're just really good, Joel.
They're a good team. They're undefeated on the year, and they're a good team every single year. We didn't show up the way I wanted to. We definitely learned some stuff from that match, and just didn't start the way we should have.
Yeah, but you were able to come back at home on Tuesday night and take on Hillcrest, and that's always interesting because you guys know each other so well. The kids know each other. The coaches know the kids on the other team. And it's always, it seems, a battle, no matter what's happened during the season, record-wise, or how you've played up to that point. That game just has a different feel to it.
Absolutely. When you're playing crosstown battles, and like you say, coaches know each other very well. All the athletes know each other, most of them. And, you never know. Doesn't matter what the record is of either team, it's going to be a battle, and that one certainly was.
Yeah, 2-2 it wound up, and it took a while for the Otters to kind of get into your rhythm that night.
It did, and we knew, Zane Holmquist, we're looking at, he's fast and has good touches, and but I'll tell you what, one of the nicest goals I've seen all year. Alec Prishman came in and got just a beautiful header goal off a corner kick. That was really nice, and then Aiden Shaky, as a senior, he did what he needs to do up front there. He got one too, and we were putting real good pressure on towards the end, but we just couldn't quite break that tie. And unfortunately, this year we're all regular season games are ending in ties, no overtime. So that one, it was a good battle.
Yeah, and the thing about the first goal you got, it answered Holmquist's goal, his first goal. I think it was like 3 minutes later when that corner kick was executed and you got that one in. And it's important in a game like that where both teams can really shut down defensively, play good defense, to answer an early goal like that. And to the set play, has that been successful for you so far this year, Joel, the corner kicks? Have you had success there?
Yeah, our set plays, our corner kicks, and our throw-ins have improved greatly, and our free kicks as well. We've made that a goal coming into this year, and every year we try and up our percentage a little bit. And yes, we've done very well on set plays.
Yeah, well, your game-tying goal with Aiden was a throw-in by Quinn Wynn Sheldon. So again, there's another one, and that was it's getting towards crunch time there. Under 7 minutes to go, down a goal, you needed something to happen.
Yeah, right, exactly. And we, like you say, when you score and you can answer, that's huge. And what you always want, and you do see sometimes, is then you put another one away quickly too, because when a team is on its heels is where you really have to attack. And and we just couldn't get one to go, and so we got that one late, which was good. tie is better than the other option, but
Sure.
it's we know there's a good chance we see them in the playoffs, and
Right.
that will be another very entertaining game.
Oh, yeah, always. Talk about your goalkeeping situation, because both Aiden Godwin and Kyle Beck are seeing time there. How are you making that decision game to game?
So game to game, I kind of look at it and see really those goalies both are pretty even on their abilities. They play very different styles, so depending on the team we're playing. But then the other thing is Kyle is a good weapon for us out in the field. So depending on how we want our defensive scheme to look like, Kyle may be in the net or be out in the field. And Kyle's a pretty good aggressive goalie too. So if we're looking at more of that side of it, Aiden's more of a controlled goalie. There's a lot of factors go into deciding who's playing in net.
Okay.
Sometimes it's the day of the game decision.
A gut feeling on the coach's part?
It can be.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, Aiden was in there against Hillcrest. Kyle got the call against Detroit Lakes. He stopped 12 of 13 shots in that 7-1 win over the Lakers. Your defense that night was really good. You didn't allow much to DL.
No, our defense has, the first half, they allowed a little more than we wanted, and we went into halftime there, tied 2-2, I think, and that was right.
They only got one, I think.
Okay, so it's
Yes,
tied 1-1.
1-1, yep.
And that was not what I was looking for, and so we came out second half, and yes, the defense played a lot better. And our defense has been. It's really been improving every game, and they are a strong group of guys across the back there. And of course, then our offense took off too in the second half. I don't know what I said to Aiden Shaky, but it sparked something, and not just him. I mean, we were getting a lot of passes out front. There was a lot out there to Beja, and we were creating a lot of options from the middle of the field too.
I was going to ask you, did you pass out Wheaties to Aiden in the locker room at halftime? Because he tied a record, right?
He tied the record for the most goals in a game, yep, with 5. And
wow.
It was, and that too, a lot of it is just confidence. It's such, I keep preaching, it's a mental game. And you get that first one, and then you feel like you're a little faster. And guess what? When you think you're faster, you are faster. And you're willing to take that extra step. And that's really what he did. I mean, he'd received the passes then, and he'd push just a little harder, and he got through, and that was it was a lot of fun to see the success there.
And you got another goal off the corner kick, Braden Albert.
Yeah, Braden, and we've been working that corner kick, and that could have just easily been an Aiden Shaky one as well. He was right where he needed to be, and but instead it went off the goalie and in, which was just as good. That was perfectly executed by Braden, so that was really nice to see. And another set play off of Quinn Wynn into Aiden, and just a nice header on a throw-in. So
he's your guy to throw it in, isn't he?
Oh man, yeah. That is a really nice weapon to have him be able to get down there and put that even on the far side of the goal. He can get a good throw-in.
With 10 minutes left in the game, Jaden Hikas came up with a turnover at midfield, got the ball to Aiden, set up another goal. But that's been an area, I know early on, we talked about that early this season, where your midfielders have done a good job getting control of the ball and right away just transitioning and getting opportunities, and that worked out for you there.
Yeah, our midfielders, especially with Jaden and Marshall in there, they've done a great job of intercepting balls, turning the other team over, and then making wise choices with them. And that's that's what we have to do. Any team we're up against, doesn't matter. I mean, we come up against Cathedral again, hopefully. That's what we'll have to do to get them, is win that ball in the middle and make smart passes. And that was a picture perfect play, just a perfect through ball.
And what a good game to have to end that 3-game week, the way the week played out. An interesting week, not good Monday, better Tuesday, competitive, the fun with the Hillcrest, and then to go and handle Detroit Lakes and get that momentum, because right now, you're looking at the final week of the regular season here.
Absolutely. And, and DL's had a rough season, but they've become a much better team. I mean, the last couple games they've played, they've been in it, and So it was a good battle and something that's what I told the guys. We got to come out on a high note because Pelican is not going to roll over for us on Tuesday. They're gonna fight, and then to end with Alec, kind of another battle border, or a border battle where we really want that one, and we can very legitimately go out there and take these if we play smart.
Well, when Pelican is here Tuesday, it's your senior night. How many seniors do you have on the roster?
So we have 4 seniors this year, and so that'll be a big night. Hopefully they perform very well.
Sure. Yeah, that's their last regular season home game is Otters. And what's it looking like playoff-wise, seeding-wise? Do you feel you're going to get a home playoff game, or is it kind of touch and go right
Boy,
now?
right now, this Pelican game is very important. We've done very well in our conference. We've only lost the one to Cathedral, and then tied to Hillcrest. Otherwise, we've beat everybody in the conference or section. But because of QRF, right now, Pelican is on top, and we're sitting about 4th. But if we beat Pelican, that's going to flop that all around. So yeah, we should be towards the top, but we gotta work cut out for us. We gotta have results.
So Tuesday is going to feel like a playoff game if you want to get that higher seed.
Yeah, it kind of will. Yep.
Okay, well, good to have a playoff feel before playoffs, right? Get
I
that
think
experience,
so.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, Joel, everybody healthy for you?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, we were a little bit small dings here and there, but I got a message from one this morning that ankle was swollen and hurting and wanting to rest it. But yeah, it's been a little dings, but for the most part, pretty good.
All right. Good luck this week.
All right, thanks, Craig.
Joel Hike is head coach of the Otter boys soccer team, and we'll be back. We'll talk girls tennis. The Otters are the Central Lakes Conference champions in girls tennis for the first time ever. So Jamie Lowe will be here to talk about that and preview the playoffs, which start on Tuesday as we continue after this break on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
Up to 12 months free hosting and free maintenance with your new website. At Leighton Engage, we want to help you show up in a big way with eye-catching design and seamless functionality. We make websites that tell your story and drive results. People are searching for your products and services online right now. Are you showing up? Contact us today for up to 12 months free hosting and free maintenance on your new website. Limited time only.
Leighton Engage. Find your focus.
Quality Toyota is proud to salute the achievements of each quality player. It takes teamwork to compete, and the Quality Player Award recognizes the extra effort by an individual in each athletic contest. Quality Toyota commends the hard work, dedication, and quality efforts of these outstanding youth. That attitude will help each quality player as they go forward. Congratulations to each of the quality players from Quality Toyota on West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls. QualityToyota.net. Let's go places.
Fall is a busy time for many families. School, after-school activities, and so much more. But don't let your packed schedule get in the way of your family's health. September is Suicide Prevention Month, a perfect time to pause and reflect on your family's needs. Lakeland Mental Health Center is here to help. Visit lmhc.org with services available in Alexandria, Detroit Lakes, Fergus Falls, Glenwood, Moorhead, Parkers Prairie, and Perham. LMHC is here today to help for a better tomorrow.
I was 8 years old when I built a cabin from the ground up with my dad. That summer, I learned a lot of valuable lessons from him. Like a job worth doing is worth doing right. And measure twice, cut once. These lessons are the foundation of my work ethic at Sternberg Homes. Hi, I'm Josh Sternberg. If you're planning a kitchen or bathroom remodel, I'm your guy.
Get the Sternberg smile with your next home project. Sternberg Homes of Fergus Falls, renovating the lakes area one home at a time. Check them out at sternberghomes.com.
Welcome back. Chuck Amit's our studio engineer today, and I'm admiring his Vikings hat all morning. I think that's a great Vikings hat. We should get that on camera here on the video stream. But Chuck's wearing it because the Vikings are pretty good this year. Jamie Lill is with us, the head coach of the Otter girls tennis team. Great week for the Otters. Jamie, the seeding was held yesterday. You get a home playoff game. That's always a goal. Give us the update on how the seeding played out.
All right. Well, seeding was pretty cut and dry this year for everybody. So we got the second seed behind Bemidji. And then Brainerd was right behind us with 3 and Alec at 4. So things played out as we expected. We do get a nice home match against Moorhead. So 3:30 on Tuesday. We cannot overlook that. We are the 2 and they are the 7. But last year we were the 3 and they were the 6. And they finished our season real quick on our home court. So we're definitely not looking beyond that, but we are excited for that.
I was going to say deja vu all over again, but hopefully not.
No,
no.
No,
So,
thank you.
Lineups. You've played Moorhead, obviously, this year. So you pretty much, I'm sure you have your lineup right now, and you know which lineup you're going to use there. Anything out of the ordinary for that match, or is it kind of what we've seen all year?
We have a few different lineups that we've got set, but I think we will go with our strongest 7, which is our best chance to win at all 7 spots. So that will be our lineup on Tuesday, and it's worked well with Moorhead twice this year. So hopefully it holds true.
So if or when the Otters win Tuesday, what's next for the playoffs?
Then we would head to Grand Forks. We play indoors after that, and that's a great thing at Choice Health and Fitness. It's a great facility in Grand Forks. And if the seeds hold true, we would get to see Brainerd again.
Okay.
For that second round.
Yes, which I'm sure you'd be okay with.
We're good with whatever. We know there's about 5 teams. We got the north half and the south half, and there's about 5 teams that are all right there.
Yep.
So unfortunately, because we're the second seed, we'd see one of them in the second round. But we feel good about everything we're doing. If we do our best and we do what we can do, we're one of those 5 that could be the team that moves on. We could also do our job well and still be done in the second round.
Right.
Just because everybody's pretty tough. Yep.
So you have the team competition and the individual tournament.
Yes.
Have the seedings been done for the individual tournament?
Not yet. We have a seating meeting for about 2 hours tomorrow night, probably, getting all that sorted out. That should go well for us.
And when does that portion of the tournament start?
That is played Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
At Choice Health and Fitness. Yep.
Okay. Very
Yep.
good. Wanted to get that out there right
Yes.
away for
Yes.
everybody to understand. Now we can go back to this past week. You had a busy week. You had 4 matches, including 2 on Thursday in Alexandria. And when you beat Alexandria 4-3, you won the Central Lakes Conference regular season championship. You're making Otter history here.
That was a pretty exciting day for our girls. I'm not going to lie. We knew going into the week that we held our fate in our hands. We knew that we had to beat Wilmer, Tech, and Alec in order to do so, and we did just that. But our first match on Thursday could not have played out any more dramatically or exciting. It was a great day for our girls' tennis, and it kind of went as we expected. Ruby got a nice win for us at the top there at first singles, and our doubles ended up sweeping, but not without some drama. And our third doubles team of Annie Mayer and Siri Smested finished their first set tiebreak as a lot of matches were done. So this match was going forever, and we ended up dropping that tiebreak. So the first set went to Alec. And sometimes after a tight set, a tiebreak, people can just kind of go away. But that was not the intention of Annie and Siri at all. And they came back and they got that second set 6-4. And they knew going into the match, because we had 2 matches that day, that once one of the teams had 4 points, we wouldn't play a full third set. And they looked around and there's nobody else playing. And they're like, "Are we playing a full?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're playing a full." So I think, I didn't say it, but I think the senior math was working out for those girls. And they knew that this point was the point we needed. And they just rocked that. They were not going anywhere. They won the third set 6-1. Just such gutsy performances by those 2 girls. They were not going to let anything get by them once they realized exactly the gravity of what was happening.
How fun is that?
It was so awesome. So awesome. And by the time that got done, I felt kind of bad because our Perm match had started and many of our girls were in the second set, and I hadn't paid any attention to anybody that wasn't out because Perm didn't really matter to us like Alec did.
Right.
But great finish for those girls, and how exciting for the girls.
Well, and like you said, you had to beat Wilmer and Tech too. Wilmer was 7-zip, but Tech was another thing. You had them on Tuesday, and they had beaten you. Or no,
they beat us 4-3 earlier in the year. Yep.
So you had a little motivation there.
We were ready for them, yes. And the great thing about this week, honestly, is looking at who shined each day. Was a different crew, a different position every day, and everybody just did their jobs all week. But for Tech, they've got the number 1 girl in the section, and we knew that. So we did some changing around, and we took Ruby out of that spot and put her in some doubles. So her and Kaya played at 1, and unexpectedly, I mean, they did an awesome job, but they came through with a giant win at number 1 against a very good doubles team, which obviously we love that they did that. But for them to go up there the first time as a pair at the top against the top team, that was a huge match for them, and for them to get us that that 4th point that night as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. What a great thing for them. And then Carson and Dylan did their thing at number 2, right?
Yeah, they just kind of cruised along this week. I'm like, the sad thing is that we're just kind of used to some of these things in a lot of our positions. But yeah, they did their job every day. Nothing was way too dramatic for them, but they stayed the course, and they're pretty steady for 8th graders, just kind of taking it as it comes. And that Tech match was actually pretty tough because they took one of their normal first doubles players and bumped her down to 2. So there was a lot of power coming at these girls. And Carson and Dylan are great with handling power. We're still working on building up their power as 8th graders, but they just stayed steady and did the job.
Boy, your doubles have been just so much fun to see results on, I'm sure, for you to watch and see how they complement each other out there. And it just seems like you mentioned putting Ruby in, with Kaya. They haven't played before doubles, and it just seems to click. I mean, they just seem to click every time, no matter what you do.
Yes, and it has been working very well for us. Kaya also played first doubles the night before in Wilmer with Hattie Fullhart, and Kaya can go anywhere. So we'll just throw
There you
Kaya
go.
out and have faith in her, whatever we're asking of her, because she does it with a smile and she does it with hard work. But yeah, Ruby is such a solid player. She's gonna get balls back. She's gonna never give up. That we know it's just gonna work out okay. So.
And Hattie went into singles and won for you there.
Yes.
Oh.
So that was the game plan. We had to break up our one dubs duo and throw them in the singles lineup, and that it paid off for us. And Layla Zozo was such a trooper playing that top girl in the section, and we just went in knowing there's no pressure here. Go hit hard and play well. And Layla had a blast, she said, and she the stroke of the ball well, and I think it helped her for her matches Thursday because she was just playing so well this week.
I would think, too, the match that Annie and Siri had at number 3 doubles against Tech and winning, and I think that helped them going into Thursday. What do
Yeah,
you
they
think?
got 4 wins this week, so they're having a good week. Let's just say that.
Outstanding, yeah. And I've got to ask you, as coach and mom, about Carson. I mean, we talked with Derek about it earlier, but she plays 2 matches in Alexandria and then says, I got to go back to Fergus because I got to run in the John Hermes Invitational. So she comes here and finishes 9th individually. I mean, that's an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, that little turkey. She doesn't run out of energy for these things. I will say she was starting to kind of ask me about the time during her second match. I'm like, Carson, you worry about tennis, and I will worry about the time. I told her I wouldn't make it, or I wouldn't let her miss it. So John had the truck pulled up, and he didn't get to see the end of the other girls' matches, but we got Carson out the door and back to Fergus in time, and good for her because she's really, really loving doing that side of things as well.
Well, yeah, it's not easy. You have to be pretty disciplined to do that, with a lot of things. Disciplined with your time, with your practice, and dedicated to 2 different sports, and as well as your schoolwork, kind of important. It's just a
Every
real
now and then,
busy,
yep.
real busy season. But congratulations to Carson on the job she's doing.
And she's getting smart, too. That night after the race, she was like, do you think we could get ice cream tonight? And I'm like, well, it's a good night to ask for ice cream, I guess. Probably okay tonight.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
And speaking of Hattie and Ashton, and your top doubles team, here they are, 22-0, Jamie.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing, too.
It really is, Craig. And I was kind of sad for them that they didn't get to play together against Tech, but it wasn't what was best for the team anyway, because Tech did throw out what might be another top team just for great competition for them. But those two they're just riding the wave. They just are so steady mentally, and they stay in all the matches, and hopefully good things to come for them here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after that elation of beating Alexandria and winning the Central Lakes Conference Championship, you already mentioned the Purim competition
yes.
was going on already
Yes.
when that finished, but you had to finish against a Purim, which is not a section team or a conference team,
No.
but they're good. They're really good.
Yes, I would love to talk about Purim. So
Yeah.
I have hurt feelings on this subject a little bit because they get to play single A, and they're like the biggest single A team, and we're double A, and they're seated. They're ranked 2nd in state, so
Yeah.
they are a great team. If we were to, I would love another chance at them. We put out our best all around lineup, and we just absolutely smoked them in doubles. So we could probably make some changes. I'd have confidence in us to go after Purim again. We also lost a singles match in a 3rd set tiebreak. So we were right there with them, and it's great for our girls to see, like, we're right there with some of the top teams, and as individuals as well. We're just in the mix. So that was exciting for us. And it makes me sad for our girls that we are where we are, but they're still doing a great job, even though they're stuck in AA. But it was awesome.
It would be one of those matches you'd love to meet them in the playoffs, after that loss,
Yes.
if they were in your class,
Yes.
but they're not. Well, you have to live with it, I guess. But okay, final question for you is your individual tournament. How are you going to line up there? Who gets to play singles? Who are you going to match up in doubles?
Okay, well, it was kind of the most natural season for that. Our ones and twos are going. So Ruby Ellison will be in the singles tournament. Layla Zoza will be in the same tournament. I don't see any way Ruby doesn't end up with the number 1 seed, as her results would speak for that. But we'll find out tomorrow night. And she's beaten everybody in our section. So that should go very well for her. And Layla will have a great opportunity there to step into that singles tournament as well. Layla's playing very well right now. And then on the doubles side, Ashton and Hattie should get the number 1 seed, I would anticipate.
I would hope so.
Yep. And then Carson and Dilly will be in that same tournament. So that's a little interesting because they'll be playing with a lot of ones. But Carson and Dylan are almost seed worthy in that tournament. It just kind of depends. When some towns take their top 2 singles players and throw them into a doubles tournament, it can get a little thicker in there. So I wouldn't really expect Carson and Dylan to get a seed, but they are among the top teams in there for sure.
So how does tomorrow night work? How do you seed? Do you get a conference call, a Zoom call, or do you get in person, or how much do you get to talk about your kids?
Yep. Well, we used to do it in person, but since COVID, we do it on Zoom. So we all know everybody's players pretty well, and records speak for themselves. So we have a protocol to follow, and when we get stuck, we've got an AD that kind of gives us the nudge of what's the protocol to follow, and it just gets sticky with the doubles when people will sometimes throw a couple top singles players in there that don't have a record to speak for, but we know they're good players. But yeah, so we'll just see how it all plays out tomorrow, and then it's the drama of actually drawing to see where the rest of the people go that are not seated. And we always can blame Derek Abrahams because he draws it for us, because he runs the north half. So if we don't get a good draw, like last year he drew his own daughter's draw, and it wasn't the best draw. So there's some pressure on him. It's all the luck of the draw. But yeah, so that plays out kind of dramatically sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a great week, and Otter fans get out Tuesday, 3:30. Otters take on Moorhead, first round of the playoffs, and an opportunity to cheer them on, the Central Lakes Conference champions for the first time in school history. And yeah, that's outstanding. What a great year, Jamie. You guys have done wonderful things, and good luck to the girls as you enter into playoff week.
Yeah, thank you so much. And this is really a testament. These girls put in all the work for all the years during the summer, and they put themselves here. So kudos to them.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jamie.
All right.
Appreciate
Thanks, Craig.
Jamie Will, head coach of the Otter girls tennis team, joining us here on our Saturday show, as we will be back next Saturday from 8 to 9:30. Vikings tomorrow, remember.
We'll set up as far as you know on the breaks.
Yes, with the one owner in the process of buying it. And it's one owner, 212,000.